Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. As you know, we tend to focus on Arizona life, gardening, and real estate on this channel, but today I am here with Julie Mason from Fairway Independent Mortgage here in Queen Creek, Arizona, because she wants to talk about a program that could benefit people in other states. So I think it's well worth a listen. If you like the content that we deliver, please remember to like, share, comment, and subscribe to this channel, and we'll make sure that you keep getting the information that we provide. So Julie, tell me about this amazing program that you called me about earlier this week.
Yes. Well, as we know, there have been a lot of disasters across the country and closer to us in California, horrible wildfires displacing thousands of people. And some of those people may choose not to rebuild there. They may want to give it up and come to a whole new area, and Arizona's so darn close.
Right.
So we're already starting to hear from a few of these people, and they've got questions. And the cool thing is that FHA came out with a program, which is zero down for these victims of disaster. They can buy a house with zero down payment, and we can negotiate with the seller to pay closing costs, perhaps, so they could get in with very little to nothing down.
All right, so as Julie mentioned, we've had several natural disasters across the nation. And so specifically this program benefits people who have lived in an area that is a presidentially declared major disaster area. Whether they rented or owned, this program could provide them an option for a fresh start. So do you want to dig into the details?
Yeah. So they can buy any type of a home. It can be a single family detached, it could be a townhome or a condo, as long as it's in a FHA approved project.
And this program is an FHA product. So
yes, so it's nationwide.
Right, nationwide.
Yep. And the house doesn't have to be in the same area they were living. So this is allowing people to relocate, start over fresh in a new state. People with a credit score of a minimum of 600, which is really reasonable. Mm-hmm. They will be a good fit for this. And we found out that if they had an old mortgage on the home that they lost, that mortgage payment will not be considered in qualifying for the new loan. So that's a huge savings right there that we will have to work with. And in addition, if folks have had credit problems as a result of the disaster, say they lost their car, they've lost their home, as long as we can establish that any derogatories are from that period of time during the disaster on forward, then we can consider that as a separate situation, and that won't be held against them in the underwriting of the new loan.
So what you're saying is that the people who would qualify for this program would need to have lived in a major disaster declared area, and they could have either owned a home there or rented,
right, and lost their home,
and lost the home,
right,
and it needs to either be rebuilt or significantly reconstructed. By the way, migration from California to Arizona is not a new thing. We have a lot of people from California who now live in Arizona, and we are already starting to hear the phones ringing from California residents who are interested in moving out of state versus rebuilding. And I am hearing buzzes that it could be 5 years before they get a permit to rebuild. So this is a long-term process. So a program like this could help them get a fresh start much faster than rebuilding their home that existed in California. So they owned or rented in a major disaster area. Mm-hmm. They have a 600 credit score or higher.
Right.
And then what you're saying is if their home is destroyed and they had a mortgage on it, that mortgage wouldn't be considered in the qualifying process for this new program. But then they have to show they're not relieved of that mortgage, obviously.
No,
They have to show
and
what?
we do have to prove that they're in communication with their servicer. So they are trying to do their best to take care of it, and will be available. And then when the money does come from their insurance, that they would apply that to that existing mortgage.
All right, great. And so this crosses state lines. So somebody who wants to move across state lines from whatever disaster area, this applies to that. So it sounds like a great program. What else do our viewers need to know?
I think the only other caveat is that they need to utilize this program within a year from when the disaster was declared.
Okay.
So it's not forever.
Right. And when you're in a situation where you've lost pretty much everything in a natural disaster, it is nice to have options, right? Not just one pathway. And so this program is a great option for someone who is in that situation.
I think it'll be a super solution for a lot of people, thousands. So
great. So thank you, Julie. I appreciate your expertise in bringing this breaking news in the mortgage arena to our attention for our friends, family, and loved ones who have suffered through natural disasters recently. And for those of you who know somebody who could be impacted by this program, we will have Julie Mason with Fairway Independent Mortgage contact information in the show notes, as well as some details that we've mentioned here. So if you have any questions, please reach out to her. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.